Righty everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We're here for episode 6 of the new and improved Chat with Cardy. Back with myself. It was actually going to be with a guest, and we'll talk why that ended up not eventuating. I want to get more guests on for Chat with Cardy's, maybe 2 before the end of Feb. I think that might probably happen. I think they're going to be more entertaining when I have some guests on, because in the future, when I ever get into the situation where I might need to do a few more interviews with maybe AFL players, it could help me out a little bit, because I've just never really been great at that. Preparing questions and what to ask and having conversation on a podcast. I think we'll be all right. I know it's Chat with Cardy, and the whole point of this whole thing was just to talk about shit on my own, but I don't think you can really do many. It'll get to a stage where the episodes will just start to become sort of like I repeat myself, because I can't really talk about this. Like, my life isn't that entertaining. I'm not like Shane Warne, who could probably do 1,000 Chat with Warnies. Chat with Cardy will eventually, at some stage, probably fizzle out if it's not me starting to get some guests on. But yeah, no, it's been 11 days since my last one. A bit of a later upload this week. I've just sort of been putting it off a little bit, but finally getting it filmed. Like we always do, we'll talk about last week. Now, you notice that my microphone head is not on the microphone anymore. I took it off at when I did the stream, right? And something's happened here with my laptop. I think we're all good though. I took it off when I did the Hurricanes v Renegade stream, and my dog, I think, has used it as a chew toy, and I don't know where it is, so that's not good at all. We'll try and see if that's back, and if it is back, hopefully not damaged, because if it's damaged, I actually quite like that the head. It was actually good for when I was doing these podcasts, so that's going to be quite annoying. So this week, technically I'm not talking about last week, I'm talking about this week, because of the last Sunday episode. On the Monday, what I did was got a lot of filming done. So we went to Mardo's house. So it was me, myself, Mardo, Blake, and Chappie, and we filmed a few videos. Now, I was under the impression I had my own video that I wanted to film. I was under the impression that I had to bring all my stuff and do it there. And then I got told 30 minutes before I was going to leave that no, I didn't have to do any of that. That will come back to my place. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. I was going to drive up so I can bring all the stuff, right? And you know, it would have been more handy to do so as opposed to public transport. My dad, last minute, needed to use his car. So the only other option was to use my mum's car, which I've only used like twice before. And the problem with that is I wasn't insured under her name or under my name on that car. So if I got into an accident, my whole year would be fucked. I would be completely fucked. So it was a big risk that I decided to take. I'm like, well, it's either I film content today or I can't film content today. I get to the place at like 1 o'clock to bring all my stuff. So I didn't bring any of my stuff because I got told not to. There was a massive accident on the road. I saw it like 2 minutes ahead of me, like 10 cars ahead of me, and stuck in traffic for ages. I got there a bit late, and I don't think the video... So what we filmed a slip and slide video for Blake's channel. We filmed a basketball video for Blaze Hoops' channel. We didn't film anything for Mardo. We didn't have the time to. And I was told by a few people there that either my video was not going to get filmed on the day, or I had to do it at Mardo's place. And I told them there's no fucking chance I'm doing that when I didn't bring any of my equipment. I wanted the video to actually be of quality. So that was quite annoying. It's like, next time, because I've been screwed around before with this when we do like a big group filming with other people. It always gets to the stage where we think we have more time than what we do. It gets to the stage where people start getting tired. They've got plans. I need to do something later tonight. And then my video just doesn't end up happening. So next time that ends up happening, I'm just going to... I'll be the first one to do the video, because I don't want to get screwed around like that. That was almost a mega waste. It was good fun. It was good fun. Then we had to drive back to my place. It was like an hour. Bit of an inconvenience. Filmed the video. Took a while to prepare. We had a short window to get it done, because everyone had to leave the last train by like 7:30 or something, and the video finished at 7:20. So I filmed that on the Monday. That hopefully is going to be out on YouTube next week. Yeah, I definitely want to get maybe 3 to 4 more videos out before the end of the month. Just been a bit difficult procrastinating and just delaying. I've been delaying stuff this week, to be fair, with editing, and I'll tell you a little bit why that's the case later on. But yeah, in future, when I'm doing big group filming sessions, which I really enjoy, I want to do more of. I think it's probably better to be a bit more prepared. And I wasn't as prepared as I thought. I wanted to do a couple of TikToks because I want to continue with the short form content, and didn't end up filming that video. So I've got one short form video up on Instagram and TikTok. I think at the moment on TikTok, the TikToks are doing quite well. I'm on a streak of 4 with 20k, so I want to see how far that streak can last with views of over 20k on TikTok. I got a streak of 5 with 10k plus, but a streak of 4 with 20k plus. So I don't know if I've ever had a streak of 5 with 20k. That'd be pretty good for January. Good views. But yes, because of the fact that all of that happened, I didn't really have much time to do much editing for videos. I got out my BBL vlog, which did okay. It's all right. I kind of like the idea of it. I only did it because I sort of promised I would actually make a video, and I thought it'd be cool for the Derby. We did lose the Derby, and now the Renegade season's over. I might talk a bit more about how I feel about that. I'm a bit annoyed a bit later on, but yeah, a little bit frustrating. The Renegades lost. Wanted to release the video on Monday. It was a bit hard when I got home. I think I got home at 3 in the morning, and we had to get up at 9 a.m. to do it. And it's so hard when you got those short windows. Like, let's just say you're at the footy, game finishes late, you stay later, you end up getting home at 1, and you got to be up at 7 a.m. the next morning, especially like on a flight. Like, I remember when I went to Sydney, I wanted to release my Sydney v Port Adelaide video, obviously the next day before the Brisbane Geelong prelim. I just couldn't end up doing it. I was just too tired. It would have taken too much time. Didn't want to miss my flight, and unfortunately I had to delay it. So that's just a bit annoying when you've got that small little window when you want to get a video out straight away. But you know, it's whatever, I guess. But yeah, like I'm just getting so tired now, particularly after work. I'm not getting enough sleep beforehand, and it's like as soon as I finish, even if I lay down for like 2 minutes in bed, I'm such a good sleeper that I'm just going to fall asleep, and it's like basically the whole day wasted. And I just feel like that time I could be used in helping the channel in any sense of a possibility, really, and helping it through editing or anything. I'm just wasting on that time. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm not going to be there for that much longer, honestly. I'm not really going to miss out on it, to be honest. That's going to be fun when I'm not there, and that'll be before Bali, which is soon. I'll talk about that later also. So the week, so that was Monday. Then Tuesday, I edited that BBL video most of the day, then set up for my stream. I was going to get someone to help me with the graphics. It was a bit too late for that, so I had to do it myself. We wanted to get more people for the stream, so the stream was like a BBL Renegades v Hurricane stream. The first stream I did perform quite well. The second one, not so much. I think it was just too, I don't know, maybe I didn't promote it as much. Maybe there wasn't really too much hype for it. Like, it was a Big Bash game. There isn't really much hype for Big Bash streams. You can sometimes get lucky with an influx of international viewers, but it wasn't really that at all. It was quite an entertaining stream. There were entertaining bits, but it was just a little bit too off the road, off the charts, whatever you want to call it. Like, it just got too rogue. There were too many silly things said. So that's why I had to private the stream afterwards. If you're on the stream, you'll know it was pretty much fucked, honestly. And yeah, it was myself and Chappie and Lockie. So we were supposed to have like more people down, but it always happens. I always ask, oh yeah, let's do this, and then people cancel all the time last minute. So it ended up from being 7 to like 3. But I'm not too disappointed with that. I think it was a good group of people. It was pretty funny. I think overall it was a fun night, but the stream just was a bit of a letdown overall. I had to private it for what happened on it. Just too much stupid stuff was said. And I've noticed this microphone is just not great when you've got multiple people and you want to hear everyone equally. So I don't know what I'm going to do when I get guests on for live streams in the future, because I don't think this is the mic for it. This is a sensational mic when it's just yourself. But when you've got a second person, that's where it gets problematic. And I have a Blue Yeti mic. This is the stand for it. And it just stopped working. I can't get it to work. It just randomly stopped working one day. And that really pisses me off, because it's just like, I have the equipment and then it just stops working. Do I fix? How much is it going to cost to fix? Do I buy like a second-hand one? I don't know, because I don't want to spend too much on another mic when I've already spent a lot on this mic, which is doing its bits at the moment. Ironically enough, if I've fucked up the recording here, this would be quite funny. But I think it's good. So that's something I'd have to figure out for when I get guests on for live streams, because I'll get guests on for more live streams. It was a bit hard to hear Lockie and Chappie. I fixed it up a little bit by adding a few filters, but yeah, cooked stream. I remember as well, we spent too much money on like Uber Eats, because I didn't eat all day, which is bad, because I was only starting to like really, get more food in me every single day. And I'll talk more about that a bit later on, but didn't get much food at all throughout the entire day, because I was just too busy editing the Big Bash video. I just didn't have the time. And then by the time that video was out, I had to do a couple other things, do a couple of, take the dog for a walk, all that shit. Then they came in, I'm like, well, I haven't had food for the whole day and I've got to stream now, so I can't cook. I'm so hungry. All right, we'll order grilled. We'll order Zambro. I'll get both. And it's fucking annoying that sometimes on Uber, when you're adding ingredients, they don't make it clear that you actually want that stuff. Where I'm under the impression that I'm adding what I want to the order. But what I'm actually doing is removing the stuff in the burger. So I ended up removing everything in like cheese and bacon beef burger, whatever it was. Lockie gets the bag and like, this is lighter than normal. Opens the bag up and sees 2 bits of bread and meat, and that's it. That's all it is. No sauce, no cheese, no lettuce, no onion, no bacon, nothing. I paid $20 for that, for fuck's sakes. That's what pissed me off massively the most, because I spent extra on delivery fees and all that. Lockie's burger was cheaper and he had all the ingredients in it. And I was so pissed because I was starving. I had to wait like 45 minutes for that food. Very lucky I decided to get a Zambrero burrito. Now, I don't know why Zambrero closed down at Southland, but Zambrero is probably my favorite Mexican place when it comes to burritos. Damn, their burritos are good, but fucking hell, that pissed me off. Luckily, Zambrero saved a lot. And then, for some reason, we thought it'd be a good idea to get drinks. It cost like $65. I had one hard solo. People on the stream thought I had like 15 of the way we were acting. No, I didn't have 15. I just had the one. And ended up having 4 extra ones. So I used that later. So on the Saturday, I went out with mates for one of my mates' 22nd, and I had the extra hard solo. So came in handy a little bit, but overall not worth it. A bit of a waste. And I've been wasting a lot of money as of late. And yeah, I've got to start really putting, like, actually maybe budgeting, saving for the next few weeks, particularly before I go to Bali, because I know that's going to cost a bit of money. So need a few big next few weeks. Hopefully get a couple more streams in. That normally helps. Maybe get I don't know, Jackson, donate another $500. Coast Club, not Coast, no, Skipper. He's been donating like crazy as of late in people's streams, so maybe he needs to jump in and donate $300. Not like I'm relying on that to be the case, but it'd be handy. I'm only joking though, Skipper. You're probably watching this. And also, congrats on the True Blue podcast. I've watched the first episode. It's all right. So that's annoying, right? They screwed up my food. The day after, I went to Guzman and Gomez and ordered food, rocked up, and they fucked up my meal. I removed all the stuff that I wanted. I got like a taco. Apparently, you can't remove the beef, so it was just the taco, the shell, and the beef. No cheese, no lettuce, nothing else. Just that. I was pissed off. Luckily, because I was there, I could just tell them, hey, could you just add this? I made a mistake. But man, I've done that like a couple times now, where the stuff that I want in my food, I'm removing. They should have an option where it's like, are you sure you want to remove this from your food? Are you sure you're not fucking up? Because I don't think I'm the only person who have done that. If I've made that mistake already a few times, the people working, doing an Uber Eats order, go and see the order, go, we've seen this one again. Like, we've seen this one before. I think we know what this issue is. There's a very good chance they most likely do want what was said to be removed, but they're still going to have to remove the items. And it's annoying that they charge the same price. They should, like, honestly, if they want to be morally correct, I wouldn't have been as pissed off if they removed. So if I didn't want lettuce, okay, take away $1. The burger's $1 cheap, because that should be the case. No one's going to pay $20 for that, right? Because if I were to make my own burger at home and I only wanted the bread and the beef, then I wouldn't be ordering all the extra ingredients. It wouldn't cost as much. Like, the fact that I had to go to the pantry and cupboard and grab my own sauce just to put it in so it could taste half all right is pretty shit. Now, I've been screwed up around a few times as well with Uber Eats. Like, I remember Hungry Jack's, they got the entirely wrong order, and I was too nervous, so I just didn't really want to complain about it, so I just had the wrong meal, and I hated it. Should have just complained. Will and I, we don't know what we did. I think we played, it was like the night of AFL 23's release. It might have been the week after. We played AFL 23. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning. We were randomly hungry. We're like, why don't we go through and see what we can actually order? This place that I felt like it was too good to be true, that I've never heard of. It was like in a ghost kitchen, no address, no nothing, but it was on Uber Eats. We're like, oh, surely they come. We ordered like $50 worth of food. Never rocked up. It said that it rocked up at 7 in the morning or some crap. It never did. Obviously, it never did. It wasn't a real place, so we got scammed. Uber never gave us our money back for that, even though we complained twice. So I think we still ended up getting Red Rooster. I don't know why we didn't just call it that. And I remember when we ordered the Red Rooster, I specifically told the Uber driver, do not fucking click the doorbell. Do not click the doorbell. It'll wake my whole family up. Click the doorbell at 5:45 in the goddamn morning, and my dad's pissed at me. And I'm like, Well, I mean, I requested not to have the doorbell rung, so thank you. I didn't even want to have Red Rooster at 5:45 in the morning as well. The Red Rooster delivery guy, you're a fucking idiot, mate. You've got to think about the time of the night as well. Time of the morning, 5:45 in the morning. No one's going to want that, all right? They're going to be obviously most likely trying to be as quiet as possible, and you've just woken up the whole fucking family. And there were times where I didn't get I remember they didn't have the item that I wanted. And instead of just replacing the item or taking away from my actual order, they just said, oh, sorry, we don't have it. And still charged me the same amount and didn't ask for a replacement. And did fuck all Uber with that as well. So, you know what? Not a New Year's resolution, because I don't believe in that. But I'm not going to order Uber Eats or Menulog until I get a Bali. There you go. Fucking hell. Not really too much of a hard thing to do, but there you go. So then Wednesday came around. We got up at 11. We had a good chat about a video idea that could be the video of the year in 2025 on my channel. I don't want to talk about what it is, but fuck, it's going to be fun. I can't wait to get stuck into planning that as well. I think that's the sort of video that I'll probably want to start planning in the next... Because it's you can have all the ideas in the world, but you've got to execute it. And through execution, it requires time, heaps of planning, resources, for example, filmers, other people that you want to be in the video. You know, obviously have to make sure they're available for the times. It's going to be hard when you got a lot of them. Obviously, it's going to cost a bit of money. Yeah, there are a lot of variables that you have to consider when it comes into that. You can't just have the idea and then just poorly rush it, because I'm sure there'll be some channels. I have a lot of unique ideas this year that I don't think people are going to try, and they're not going to have themselves. But if they, for whatever reason, do, they're most likely just going to try and rush it out to get it out before I do, and I'm not going to really care. It's just all right, fine, I'm still going to do it much better. But we talked about that, which was good. And on the Wednesday, I was really wanting to use most of the Wednesday to just grind some editing, important stuff to do on the weekday. And I never really got to do that because Lockie and Chappie were at the house. We wanted to get food. We had to walk to the pub. It was a good pub, actually. Unfortunately, though, they ruined our order once again. Both Lockie and I asked for a jug of raspberry lemonade, and that was the shittest raspberry lemonade I reckon I've ever had in my life. It was so watered down. It didn't taste like it wasn't sweet at all. I reckon they put in mineral water instead of regular water or something to mix it. It was shit. But once again, we didn't complain. I don't know why we didn't complain. We drank half it and then realized maybe we should have complained, but it's too late. Because I don't know, I just don't like being the sort of guy to just be a nuisance, even though I'm probably definitely in the right. If the order's been fucked up, I should complain. I normally do complain, but when it came to that, I'm just whatever, I'll just drink it. I was so hot that day, so I just needed anything to be a refreshment, which was a refreshment. The Palmer was good, actually. It was an only $18 Palmer. It was a deal on the day, on the Tuesday, so that was good. But apart from everything else, it wasn't the best, like the drink, but yeah, no, it was all right. Got home and I was so tired. Same with Monday. I was so tired when I got home. I had to have a nap. Had to have a nap on Wednesday. I woke up at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Great. Day's over. Day's over. So we go to Thursday. Oh, it's a work day. Day's over because I always sleep in when I come back from work. So yeah, bit shit. Really shit, honestly. I will talk about the gym though, because I've been starting to go back to the gym. Had a bit of a break. Realized that I lost 4 kilos because I've had problems with eating as of late, in terms of sometimes I just can't hold down food and I just throw it up. That's not as bad anymore, but all my life I haven't been able to eat food, just haven't been able to eat enough food. So you would obviously can tell that I'm not the biggest guy out there. I'm relatively skinny, okay? That's fair. I don't really talk about this too much, but thought I'd address it. Main reasons, food, I guess. I don't know. I don't eat enough food. There'd be some days where I eat enough food, but then other days where it's just I don't know. I can just go so long without eating. If I'm in the mode doing something, I always just forget to fucking eat sometimes. Just eat enough. Now, it's not that I'm not eating enough, but for wanting to bulk and gain muscle quickly, I'm still probably not eating enough. But over the last week and a bit, I probably have actually gotten better. And what helps are protein shakes, easy things to drink. That actually is pretty good because you don't have to spend so long preparing it for that and also eating it. I don't know why, but I'm such a slow eater now. If I prepare a steak or whatever, it can take 15-20 minutes for me to eat it. It's so chewy, and it's just by the time the food's almost done, it's cold, and it's fucking hell. I don't want to have my food cold halfway through eating it. I'd always do that, and I always spend way too long having food, and I don't like preparing food either. I'm a bad cook. So That's kind of annoying. I never really like talking about the gym because, to be honest with you, I don't really enjoy going to the gym that much. I only go for the one reason why anyone else would go, and that's to get a better body, to get stronger. That's the only reason I go to the gym. I don't go really to socialize, even though I know people there and I like to go with people. It's not why I go. I literally, if I had to, and wanted to, I'd get it done as quickly as fucking possible and be out the door. And I find it really boring, gym content also. I've watched a few gym videos for my personal benefit, but I just don't enjoy. I just find it boring. I really do, because all you're just doing is like I just find all that shit boring. Like, I can watch some gym fails; they're kind of funny, or maybe like the world record bench press. That's sort of entertaining. But I don't like talking about the gym. I just find it so annoying, and it's weird because I never thought I would ever end up going to the gym. I remember. All my high school life, I've always thought about trying to get bigger for footy because I played footy, right? And this might actually transition into another. I don't know if it's a question anyone's asked. Probably yes, actually. But the sports I played as a kid, have I answered this on a chat with Cardy? I don't know, but we'll answer it again. So I've played footy. Obviously, I played a bit of cricket, and I actually also played soccer for a couple of years. I also did little athletics and nippers. Footy, obviously, the main sport that I've loved for so long. Played Auskick since 2008. I think it's till 2010 that I started under 9s. But then I realised a couple years later that I could easily just play in the year group under. And that was a very good decision to do that because it was such a late bloomer. I don't think I hit puberty till I was 16. So everyone was so much taller and bigger than me and I was so small. And imagine I didn't stay back the age group. It would have been even worse. The problem was, though, when I first played footy, I was with all my mates, and when I stayed back, all the people that were in my school year level weren't in the same team as me, and I didn't know as many people, so I became known as the quiet kid, because I was always shy and a bit of an introvert, still am. But when you don't know anyone on your footy team, and you just can't really be asked actually becoming mates with them, it sucks. And I genuinely, not going to lie, when I moved as well, because I moved suburbs, so I had to move footy clubs after 2014. I remember 2014... halfway through the footy season, we did move. We moved from the east to the south, basically, in terms of suburbs. So what would have been a 5-minute drive to a footy game / footy training turned into a 40-minute drive. So it was a bit of an inconvenience, but I wanted to finish the season, so I stayed at that club. Wasn't going to move clubs halfway through the season. It's not like school where I could afford to move schools. Bit of an inconvenience, but obviously I had to move to a local club a bit closer the year after. And I knew no one there. I didn't know anything about what club to pick, but apparently all the people from my school played for Bond Beach, and I chose Edie Asp. That was the club that I picked. It didn't really matter, though, much because, I was obviously in the year group below. So most of the people in my team were in the year below at school. But I started school sort of like a year early. My mum wanted me to start early, sort of. So that's sort of why I could have easily finished school in 2021, but I finished in 2020, which made it way worse when you're already such a late fucking bloomer. Where is this topic and conversation going? Yeah, so I played. Well, I might as well talk about the fact that I didn't really have any mates at school. When playing footy at all. So I never had any mates. I would never really talk to anyone. I'd always be the shy one. The coach would always want me to go to the the club function at the end of on the Sunday night after the game, but I would never go. I'd go 3 times because it'd always be just shit and boring. It'd always just be all the footy mates just getting up to no good, and I'd never get involved. I just never really relate with them at all. I'd never really get the chance to talk to them, so I just didn't. I personally would have much preferred just watching the footy Sunday night on the couch. So I always did that. I never went to a club function. I only went when the coach told me to actually go because I've got an award. But I'd always leave early. I maybe went once or twice where I actually enjoyed myself. All the other times I went, I wished I didn't go. So that was shit. And then I remember in 2019 or 2018, I was just I don't like my teammates at all. I really don't. I don't know any of my teammates. I didn't like the teammates. I'm going to move clubs because my mate, really good mate still to this day, the mate that I actually went, this 22nd that I mentioned a bit earlier, he played for another team in the same division, Bond Beach. This is, I think, 2019, I believe. So he played for that team, and everyone in my school played for that team as well, but in the year group above, in my year level. Okay, so that mate also played the year below whilst he was still in my year level in school. So he was like me and a couple other people. So I'm like, all right, I'll move down. Fuck it. New coach. Went to training. I was really nervous and all that. They were a more successful club, a much more successful club than the other team that I played for, because we were sort of shit. We didn't really have like coaches that really wanted the best out of the players. Like they sort of half-assed everything. The players didn't really go to training. The coaches, particularly in the preseason, made us do so much more than other preseasons I've done. Like running, we started preseason early. I remember I rocked up. I think it might have been the first. Like, it was kind of late, like end of January, and fuck, I don't think I felt as unfit as I ever did on my first preseason pack. Like, it was so shit because I never did anything outside of just the regular training. And there was a period where I genuinely thought I was going to be an AFL player until maybe year 9, where it's like, all right, the dream's not there, mate. You're not that good. Because I was always decent skills-wise, but I was never good when it came to the physical side of things because I was so small. I'd always get knocked off the ball way too easily. And it'd always be the issue. Every time I'd talk about it with my dad, like, oh, the game was all right, but if only I was a bit bigger, yada, yada, yada. I couldn't control my height, but I could have controlled my weight. And that's where the gym came into play. I always considered it. We had like some shitty weights at home, so I'd always try. I'd do it for I remember I did it for 2 weeks, thought I was doing okay. The problem was, I don't think the form was great at all. I was just half-assing exercises, just doing whatever the fuck I thought would actually work. And also, I wasn't eating. I was still throwing my sandwich out at lunch in school. That's the problem. That's probably a contributor to why I was so skinny, because I wouldn't eat much. I remember there'd be so many times where I'd sometimes not even have breakfast. I head to school. You know, my mum packs lunch. You know, my mum always used to do that. I'd have a look at and I wouldn't have a lunchbox in high school. I'd have a fucking plastic bag. So I'd be acknowledging Scoops in a way with a plastic bag there. So I'm doing it in his honor. I had a plastic bag. I'd have like an apple. I don't know, like a pack of tiny teddies and a sandwich. But the sandwich, I always just found it really disgusting because it was like slimy ham, bit shitty. Even that sandwich on its own probably wouldn't have been enough to fill me, like if I wanted to actually get big for footy. But whatever, I'd always just either leave it in my bag or just throw it in the bin, or wait till I got home. I'd take the ham out and eat the ham, and then I'd put the bread in the toaster and make toast. I don't know why I did that for a bit, and I would always be really hungry till 4 o'clock. There'd be times when I'd had money, because I didn't really have money at school, like a card. I didn't get a card till I was in year 11, end of year 11. Before that, the only money I really ever got or earned was birthday money, chores, Christmas money, or any money I find under the registers at Woolworths. Because I'm pretty sure I told you guys on one of the chat with Cardy's, that's how I used to make money in my days when I didn't have a job. I'd go under the registers at supermarkets, at shopping centres, all that. I'd actually enjoy going to the shopping centre because I'd make a bit of money. But it wouldn't be that much though. Like, I remember the best day was like $25 at a Woolies in the city. That was so good. But I'm just thinking about it now. Like, imagine me doing that right now. I think I stopped very soon after 2017. Even though I was in year 9, and I don't think any year 9 should be doing that. That's something that you would honestly question their mental stability for doing something like that. But I only do it because I didn't have a job, and I could pass for a year 3. Like, I remember I got a haircut in year 11, and I think I've said this story in another episode. The barber actually asked me if I have started high school yet, and I was in year 11. So I looked so young, it didn't even matter that much. So I could get away with that, but I always deep down was like, I'm just, because imagine I was doing that whilst classmates were working, because it was getting to the stage where some of my classmates were turning 15. That's when you could start working. And if I was looking under the Woolworth cash registers or the self-serve kiosk for coins, whilst fucking people in my class, girls even, were working there, how awkward and embarrassing would that have been? Like, that just would have been like, man, like, just don't show up to school the next day. Don't come Monday. So obviously I stopped doing that. I made like, I remember one month I made like $130, which is decent in coins, to be fair. The good place would be like Woolies would be so good. It wouldn't be so good anymore though, because most of the Woolies machines now are just card only. But back then more were cash, and more people used cash and coins. There were times where I'd actually convince other people, like my younger cousins, to do the same thing. We had a German cousin once that stayed with us for like a week or 2. Stole my bed and all, so I literally had to fucking sleep outside of my room, which was really annoying because that was, I think, The first time wasn't when I was making videos. The second time when it was, and they did that again. But I convinced him to look under the registers and look for coins as well. And I remember he found, this was at Melbourne Airport, the day we were going to say goodbye. He found a big roll of 10-cent coins under a sushi. Now, that would have maybe equated for $5, so not much at all. But to him, he thought he was rich, and it made his day. It was so funny. And he did that in Germany for the next year, looking under the registers like I did. I convinced a few people that were younger than me also doing so, and they began to do that. And I don't think it's the best thing to be teaching kids. So if you're watching this video, probably don't do that. I don't think you're going to get much money anymore because of the fact that people use coins less and less. I mean, I did all right at times. I had a strategy. I remember I built a device. So it was like a ruler, and I attached it. So if there was a coin that I just couldn't reach, because my hands were small, but they couldn't fit that far under, I just used the scooper device, and I'd make myself like a good amount of money. There were times when I was told to give the money back. I remember I had a good find at the Woolies Southern Cross. It was like way back in the day after a footy game or before a footy game. I found like $13. I'm like, sweet, that's 4 packets of footy cards right there. And then some big black dickhead of a security guard. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned the fact they were black, but a big guy, all right, intimidating, went up to me and said, "That's the store's money." Or in the voice, what would the voice have been? "That's the store's money, bruv. Give me the money," or some shit like that. And you know for a fact that guy wasn't going to put the money back in the cash register. He was just going to use it as a tip, pocket it in his, or put it in his pocket. I think I cried honestly after that, because I was like, $13, come on, I'm rich. And some big cunt comes up to me and says, "That's my money." No, it isn't, mate. You didn't earn that money at all. You didn't go under the registers on your hands and knees scooping $2 coins underneath the self-serve checkouts at Woolworths, did you? No, you didn't, mate. I remember it happened again another time at the reject shop. A lady thought that was the shop's money. It wasn't the shop's money, because it was the customer's money that they dropped and never wanted back. So go fuck yourself. And I remember there was one other time as well where I actually convinced 2 old ladies. It was like an old couple actually. They asked me what I was doing, because obviously a lot of people are going to be like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing that?" So a lot of people actually helped out. I remember like there were times when I would literally have people look for rulers at Woolies and give them to me to help me look for money. They didn't really care. Like, was it dangerous? I don't know. Was it a bad look? Well, I mean, I looked like I was 10 anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Was it silly? Yeah, it was very silly. But I'm just trying to think. I don't know if anyone else did the same thing as me, or if I was literally the only person to ever do that. Like, obviously, some people would look into the vending machines. That was how I first started doing it. I remember it was after a footy game back in year 4 or 5, maybe year 4, and I would just look inside all the vending machines. I remember I found like $3 worth of coins. I'm like, geez, wow, $3. Okay, maybe that's how I can make money. So there was literally a period where I thought that was going to be my job. Obviously, not being my job, but just the way I was saying it. Yeah, geez, what was I even talking about? I completely forgot what I was talking about. But I know I was talking about like the sports I used to play as a kid. How did that revolve from that to finding money? I have no clue at all. Yeah, geez, okay. I don't remember how that's resulted into that conversation. But I remember I played for that Bond Beach club for 1 year in 2019. And we were quite a good side, honestly. We were all right. Like, I obviously had the same issues. I just wasn't big enough. I'd go to trainings. I would be committed when it came to trainings every week, because there were periods where only 8 people rocked up, and I enjoyed training, and I actually got value out of it. There were times where obviously you couldn't be fucked. Like, you come home from school really tired, you just want to sleep. But it's very important to go to footy training every week, so you know what to do on game day. You know what the coach wants out of you, and you get match fit, you get preparation. But realistically, if any AFL player or aspiring watcher of this podcast potentially wants to be a footy player, you've got to do the hard yards. You can't just get away with just going to trainings every other week. You've got to actually do like your own pre-season. If there's this one skill aspect that you're not good at, maybe try to work on that on your own at the footy oval. Definitely go for runs. I hated going for runs. I tried with my dad a few times. You feel really good afterwards, but you just feel like shit during it. And it's just, I don't have any motivation to run, because it's just like you're running. That's it. If we're running with the footy, that's different. I actually enjoy that. I can run a whole lot more and harder when there's footies involved. But when you're at training and they make you do 4 440s, I think that's what they're called. 440s where you like run around the ground 4 times, or 2K time trial, any of that shit. It's like, I can't be asked, man. I genuinely could not be asked without when it doesn't involve the footies. So yeah, stopped playing footy before 2020. It was weird. So the club was supposed to merge with another team, and then that never ended up happening, so it became normal again. But we never played a game because obviously 2020 was a ruined year. And then after that, my channel started to do quite well, and I thought to myself, honestly, I've seen no improvements in my physical body at all for me to think that I'd ever have a chance if I had to play seniors. Because I think that might have been the first year, or maybe the year after was the first year of seniors footy. So I'm like, nah, I'm just not going to play footy anymore. But I want to play footy again. I could be playing for the Div 12 Resi this year. I'm still not too sure. But there are a few training sessions that I've been, like Checkers is like, I'll come down. So I'll probably go down to a few of them before Bali. Maybe make a bit of content on that, possibly members video, more Cardman video. I don't know. But I'll see how I am, because I've been going to the gym and I haven't obviously played footy since doing that, but I haven't actually played an actual game for 5 years. And I still feel like I'm going to be a lot... I feel like I've got muscle and all that. I want it quicker. I want to see the gains quicker. And if I eat a lot more, I will see them in the next couple months. And then they'll help me out a lot in footy. Because you want to be strong with the hips. You don't want to go to ground. That was an issue I had a lot of the time when playing footy. I went to ground way too quickly. It wasn't really like I tried to do it myself. It was just I got pushed around way too easily. It was hard to tackle players as well, because obviously I was so much smaller. It was hard when I was short. I couldn't really mark the footy in a contest. So there wasn't much I could do, but I thought I was quite a skillful player. So I think, yeah, if I played this year, I reckon it'd be fun. I don't know if I play full season, but I definitely would prefer to play Div 12 Resis, because I know everyone there. So I'd have actual like mates, and then we just have it's nothing serious. It's not like we're playing seniors footy where it matters. Yes, you want to win, but you don't have to take yourself so fucking seriously. So I think that'd be really fun, and it's great for content for the year. That would actually help grow, I reckon, the short form Instagrams and TikToks quite a bit. So I'd love to play. I wanted to play last year, but it was a bit too late. I would have played a game, but it was a bit too late. But I want to play, and I want to get... even though it's like Div 12 Resis footy, half the players are overweight, I still want to get into good shape. So that's the aim. I'm obviously continuing going to the gym. I want to go like 3 times a week, maybe 4. It's hard because normally I can only go at night, because I like to go with a certain other person and sometimes with a PT. So it's a hard one. But yeah, when it just comes to the gym, I just find it boring though, talking about the gym, but particularly just going. Like, I don't really enjoy that much. The only reason I go and have any motivation is purely just so I can be stronger, so I can have a better looking body, physique, all that shit. The only reason. So yeah, hopefully over the next few weeks I can gain a bit more weight. I remember, because I didn't go for a bit and because I was just eating poorly, I lost 4 kilos. And that really, really pissed me off when I realized, because I didn't weigh myself for a bit. I checked and I'm like, fucking hell, I don't want to be losing weight. I want to be gaining weight. But I gained a couple of those kilos back almost instantaneously after eating a bit. And I'm now 68 kilos. So, yeah, a bit underweight. But I actually don't know. I don't know if that is underweight or not. But I want to get to like 75 by the end of the year. That's the goal. We'll see. That's like a little mini goal. 75 kilos. But yeah, like I said before though, if you do want to be an aspiring footy player, you've got to really do more than just going to training. You've got to go for runs, go to the gym. Because I don't think there's been a single NAB League player or any draftee that hasn't done any of that's gotten drafted. Like, you'd have to have an incredible amount of natural ability. But even then, if you've got so much natural ability, don't waste it by not putting in extra efforts and all that. Do all that stuff, and then you'll become even better. So yeah, let's continue going through the week. So still haven't finished. Friday, I went to a local cricket game, a really shit local cricket game. So you guys might know AFL Go HQ. He asked me a couple of weeks ago, out of the blue, hey, do you want to help film for my cricket game? I don't often do that because I don't ever claim that I'm a great filmer when it comes to that. Obviously, I've got a channel and all that, and I'm decent with filming, but I'm not the sort of person to ask when it comes to that. But I knew Chris. I'm like, all right, sure. Obviously, I charge him some money for it because I'm not going to... I value my time now. I'm not just going to rock up for a 3-hour local cricket game out and wherever for free. I've got better things to fucking do. Plus, I pay filmers myself. But I said, yeah, all right, sure. Rocked up. Once again, there was bad traffic on the way, so I rocked up a little bit late. And his cricket game, like, apparently the other team were terrible. They only had like 5 actual players. So half of Chris's team had to fill in for that other team. And they absolutely obliterated the other team. Like, bowled them out in 14 overs. Only required like 8 overs to win the game and batted. Now, I brought a bit of my equipment. The tripod I was using was really annoying because every time I'd move it, it would go loose and then it'd go tight. So there's something wrong with that tripod. If I ever need to... Because Chris said he wanted me to go back and help him with another game. That needs to be fixed. Scoops also... I remember back in the day, Scoops wanted me to film for his games, but I never brought a tripod. Scoops needs to get his... I don't understand why he does cricket vlogs, honestly. Like, he needs to do his cricket vlogs and actually get content of him at the game. If he's not going to do that, don't bother doing a vlog. It's not worth a video. Maybe a community post, maybe an Instagram post. But why would you do a video if you're going to be at the game, on the ground, saying, it's game day, you know, this is a big game for us. Hopefully we bowl first. We haven't won in over 1,655 days. And, I only deal in wickets and boundaries, everyone. So hopefully we do well. And then cuts to him talking about the game and not actually showing any highlights. Now, I wasn't trying to be... I didn't try to bother with a Scoops impression there, to be honest with you. There was no point. But yeah, with other sports I played. So I played footy. I played cricket because all my footy mates played footy. And cricket was the thing to do in the summer. And I like cricket. I did Milo into cricket. That was fun. I enjoyed cricket, but then I just stopped playing. And I reckon the Phil Hughes incident really put me off wanting to play again. Because I was considering playing again. And I was always scared that I'd get hit in the head whenever in the nets with my dad. If he'd ever bowl a bouncer. This is before the Philip Hughes incident. But I'm like, but no one's ever died in that way, ever. So I'm like, it'll be fine then. No one's going to die. And then after seeing that shook me enough for me to not bother wanting to play cricket again. I don't know if that's happened to anyone else where they felt the same way. And I know it's like, it's such a shock incident. Like, that's probably never going to happen again. Particularly with how cricket helmets are now. They've obviously made it a lot more... the more padding in the areas to prevent that from happening. But I don't know. And I remember I played school cricket once. And I played such a shit shot. I don't know how I managed to do it. But I managed to get hit right in the calf. How do I manage to do that? Like, where are my legs then when I played the shot? Because obviously, that never happens in actual cricket. But I managed to get that ball right in my fucking calf. A pretty quick delivery. I didn't play very well that game. I reckon I only made like 1 run. If that, I don't remember because that was like ages ago. And I was injured for the next couple of weeks. I couldn't move my fucking leg, man. It was fucked. Like, luckily that was on a Friday, so I've relaxed the entire week. I think, yeah, no, it was painful. I don't know how I managed to hit the calf though. Soccer I also did for a bit. By that, I just sort of liked soccer. I don't know why. I kind of just wanted to play soccer. This is in 2010, so I convinced my dad to drive to fucking Ashburton. Why we went there, I don't know. And it was not really a proper... I didn't know any of my teammates, but we don't even play games. I think it's because of the fact that we weren't actually old enough. I was only 6 or 7, so I don't think we were actually... I was old enough to actually play games against other teams. So we never did that. So we're just doing training drills like every week. It was kind of like the Auskick variety of soccer. I enjoyed it. I remember it was all right. But then I didn't do it again next year because I was like, it was kind of not worth it ultimately. Then I had a couple of other mates who wanted to do another similar thing. But again, it wasn't actually playing games against other clubs. It was just like training. So I'm like, again, what's the point? I stopped doing that in 2012. Never really played soccer since. Would I play soccer again? I'd consider playing indoor futsal with a group of mates. Obviously my mates... They have their own indoor futsal league, and I've filled in at times, but they play it at such inconvenient times where I can't commit a full year to it at all. And plus, they've got so many plays for them anyways. It's like they're in a league where it's pretty decent, and I actually enjoy playing futsal. I'm just not great. I always rush. Whenever I get the ball, I always like panic because I'm not great with like dribbling, to be honest with you. I'm not great at dribbling. I'm also not great at like tackling much as well because it's like the players are better with their dribbling. So they always like maneuver the ball better around me, and I always like look like an idiot trying to defend when playing futsal or soccer. Like I find it fun, but I just find it hard to get into the right position. And then when I get the ball, I seem to panic a lot. But I mean, I find it fun. When I'm playing against shit people, it's so much fun, more fun. Like I don't want to be an absolute professional at any sport I play. I just want to have fun, and it's more fun when you're playing against shitter players because then you're actually playing well and winning. Because it's more fun winning than losing. It doesn't matter who it's against. On the Thursdays, while my parents both went away for the week, I don't actually know where the hell they went. They didn't say. It's some sort of a surprise, but I feel like they always, like every other week, they are out. Like I reckon it's been 6 or 7 times in the last year since the start of 2024 where they've been on a holiday, which is kind of ironic because I haven't really been on a holiday since Mexico last year. It actually, like, I don't count BTV as a holiday, and I don't really count interstate footy trips as a holiday. I didn't count that Ballarat trip as a holiday. So, yeah, it's going to be till Bali next month, a while between holidays. But they seem to go on holidays all the time. So, once again, home alone. My sister on the Saturday, she went to Indonesia. So, that's, I think, some sort of a uni thing she's doing for a couple of weeks. So, she went to Japan and South Korea end of November. So, it's me and my other sister for the next 5 days, which isn't going to be too bad. I'm going to have to do a few more things around the house. It means I've got to cook pretty much every night. And I hate cooking, man. I'm not great at it. I don't like the process of doing it, to be honest with you, because I'm not great and I don't enjoy it. And I don't enjoy the cleanup process after. And it means that it's going to be difficult, particularly tonight. If I want to do a live stream, I've got to figure out what I want for dinner beforehand. And I said before, we're not going to order takeouts. Yeah, other things as well. Like I've got to meal prep, do the laundry, which I'm just so fucking shit with it. Like I always delay doing the laundry. Like I have a big stuck pile of clothes and I finally am like, all right, I'm going to have to do it. I put them in the laundry. Sometimes I forget to take them out for a day. And then I just can't be bothered. I need to get into a routine of actually doing that because it's not good. I can do my own laundry. I just don't want to do it. But that's stuff that you have to do. Take the dog for a walk. Probably have to do that later tonight, some stage. Obviously, feed the dog. All that sort of stuff. Now that it's just myself and my sister for the next 5 days we got to do. So, a little update on what's going on at the moment. So the fact that as well that my sister's off to Indonesia for whatever the hell it is, that means that she's actually leading me and my other sister in terms of country counters. So how many countries have I been to? I've been to Australia, I've been to USA, I've been to Mexico, and I've been to Thailand. I mean, I went to New Caledonia in 2017 for a cruise, but I don't really consider it a country. Like you could say they're owned by France. It's the territory of France, but I'm not really going to call it France. Like I can't say I've been to France when I've been to fucking New Caledonia. New Caledonia was nice, but it's not really a country. So I've only been to 4. My sister's now been to 7. Yeah, so she went to Japan and South Korea, and now she's going to bloody Indonesia. My other sister's actually... So I'm at the moment in my family the lowest on the country counter. But when we're talking about the city counter in Australia and state counter, I would be the highest. And I don't think anyone in my family has been to the Northern Territory yet. So I would be the only person to do so. Because my siblings, like my sister, for example, she hasn't been to the ACT. She hasn't been to WA. She hasn't been to Tassie. She would have only been to South Australia like once or twice. I've been to South Australia so many times now. She would have been to Queensland a lot of times because we always go on family holidays to Queensland and then New South Wales. But I only need one more state and territory, and that'll be at some stage this year when I go to one of the games in the Alice Springs or Darwin or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm losing the country count. Like obviously my parents are leading it because they've had so much time, obviously, in their life to go to countries, travel around Europe. I'd love to travel around Europe at one stage. I think potentially 2029, my mum might be doing either a Caribbean cruise or a European cruise for her 50th. And that would mean that it's probably going to be during May. Might miss out on 3 weeks of the footy season, but that could be a big trip. And she said that if you have anyone you want going, invite them. So it'd actually be pretty sick. Maybe I can get a few of my mates to do it. Yes, it's during the footy season, but I feel like for something like that, I'm fine to miss out on 3 weeks of footy. Because who knows what I'll be doing in 4 years' time anyways. And it's not during the finals as well, so you don't have to risk on missing out on a grand final. If like a big trip like that was booked in September, I'd be a bit nervous if the Saints were going well. To the point where I would honestly very much consider flying back to Australia if the Saints made the grand final. But it's not a big worry. Not at all a worry because it's in May. And not to St Kilda for fucking... They never make the grand final anymore. So not much of a worry. But yeah, though the country counter, I'm on 4. My other sister's now on 5 because her and my mum went to Vanuatu for New Year's. So I went to BTV. They went to fucking Vanuatu on a cruise. Sounds cool. I enjoy cruises. I've been on a couple cruises, but I haven't been on any since 2018. Every time my family ever do a cruise anymore, I'm always busy, like BTV, gather round. So I'd like to go on a cruise at some stage in the next couple of years, but it'd be really fun to go with mates. I feel like more fun to go on holidays with mates / I don't know, like if you had a girlfriend, then family. I don't know. I just feel like I don't really like drinking that much, and drinking's a big part of having a good time as well and just doing fun stuff. And I just feel like I have more fun with my mates. Not to say I don't have fun with my family, but I've just been on so many family holidays. It's getting a lot of it. And the fact that my sister's going to turn 18 this year, like it might be that the end of the family holidays or like a little bit of a pause on the family holidays. But it's weird because my parents are still going on these freaking vacations to wherever. I don't know where the hell they're going to. But yeah, I might ask them. Sister's going to Indonesia for 2 weeks. And then when she gets back a week later, I'm going to Indonesia for 2 weeks or like 10 days. So interesting, all the trips and all that. Now, also, something that happened earlier in the week. So I was walking to the milk bar and I overheard some girl. She was with 2 other kids. One was probably 5 or 6. The other girl was probably 12. And she's like saying that she's been to 40 countries. And I'm just thinking to myself, there's no fucking chance. And then the younger girl, who I'm going to say didn't look any older than 6, said, oh, I've only been to 23. You've only been to 23. Your parents millionaires or some shit. Like, that'd be the only logical explanation to how you've been to 23 countries. Like, you know how you always see, and especially in primary school, there's always that one kid that like misses a whole term because they're away. Is that them? How do you go to 40 countries at age 12? It's more than my parents. I refuse to believe that was real. I'm like, they're fucking taking the piss. It's like a joke. Maybe they're talking about, I don't know, like cities in Australia, not countries. Do they know what countries are? Because 23 countries at age 6, that's just crazy. And a waste as well. I feel like if you're taking, I reckon if you're taking like a Europe trip and you take your 2-year-old with you, a bit of a waste to be honest with you, because you can't really say the 2-year-olds ever really properly experienced Europe at all. They're not going to remember anything. I went to Mexico a bunch of times before I was age of 3, like 3 or 4 times. I actually think the flights would have been free if you're under the age of like 2 or whatever. I actually don't know. How much are flights if you're under the age of 2? Are they free? Maybe. I know pretty much everything else is free. Like, what's the point of paying entry for a 1-year-old? But no, yeah. Went to Mexico a bunch of times. Don't remember any of those fucking experiences. I don't know why I went so many times. Because I look back on like family photos and all that. Like, yeah, I went like 2 or 3 times, I reckon. 3 or 4 times before I was like 3. I remember my parents got married as well in Mexico when I was probably 2. Now, you know, I don't think they wanted to be getting, well, they were initially planning the wedding before having me, like, well, they gave birth to me, but apparently stuff, you know, didn't end up turning out the way they wanted to, and they had to have the wedding a little bit later, and it was in Mexico. Don't remember any of that, though, and I think that was the only ever wedding I've ever been to. That was 20 years ago. Never been to a wedding since. I've been to 2 funerals, 0 weddings. But you just get to a stage where all your like mates turn 20, like, I don't know, like get to 30 or whatever. Like they all start getting married and you probably go to like 2 or 3 weddings a year. I'm not in that period yet. And if anyone fucking schedules a wedding on grand final day, like people do that and it's like, I don't get it. You just do not let your wife schedule your wedding on grand final day because I'm not going. I probably genuinely wouldn't go. Like would I miss a Saints game for a wedding? It depends on whose wedding. Probably yes, but it also depends on the Saints game. If it's a Saints final and it's a really good mate, that would really be pulling my buttons there. Be going, well, fuck, it's a Saints final. I don't get many opportunities to go to a Saints final, but one of my great mates' wedding, what was probably more worth it, I'd probably go to the wedding and fuck off the game and I go, well, I guess KO will be my best friend and I watch the game on KO or something like that. So yeah. I did also mention that I'm going to Bali on the 10th of Feb. We planned this with mates. So this is my friend group I've been mates with for like since year 7 of school pretty much. And we've done a few small little like holidays, more like camping trips. I went to Apollo Bay end of 2022, or was it the start of 2023? And then we also, at the end of that year, went to, it was, where was it? Apollo Bay as well. Or was it, no, the first one was Apollo Bay. What was the second one? I can't remember. I know we went to Locksport. It might have been Locksport. Whatever it ended up being. We went to two places. I remember the first camping trip we did, it was terrible weather for like pretty much every day. It was wet, windy. The second one was better. It was a lot hotter, but we had massive mosquito problem to the point where I'd honestly be wearing long pants, a jumper, protecting all my skin, even on a 30-degree night, because of the mosquitoes. They were as bad as I reckon I've ever had them. I hate mosquitoes, and I'm so glad that we haven't really... Honestly, I don't think we've been dealing with mosquitoes nor flies as much this summer. Wonder why that's the case. I don't think I've had very many mozzie bites at all, if any, that I can remember in the last few months during the summer. Normally you get a lot. So I'm not complaining. Hopefully Bali don't have... I don't know. I've never been, so I don't know how the... if there are mosquitoes there, how the situation is with that. But hopefully that's not going to be an issue. But... fuck mosquitoes. No one likes mosquitoes. They're like the least favourite animal, I reckon, of anyone. Like, I don't even consider them an animal. They've got no purpose. The only purpose is for providing food to other species and organisms, like frogs. What other purposes do mosquitoes serve? Genuinely. Like, people think that every species of animals has a purpose. Like, obviously, bees have a big purpose, pollinating the flowers and providing honey. Pigs provide food, pork for other animals and humans. But what the fuck do like mosquitoes genuinely provide to the ecosystem? They don't provide shit. I look at YouTube videos about mosquitoes and like, oh yeah, what happens if we completely eradicated them? Nothing. Nothing would happen. Literally no changes whatsoever. So yeah, no, fuck the mosquitoes. I haven't seen many of them as of late, so we're doing a decent job if they're getting eradicated. That'd be good. And flies as well. I haven't really seen too many flies either. Like, you get instances where it's a hot day, the flies are quite annoying, but really not much of an issue. But I feel like February could be worse. For some reason, February and March seem to be the worst with flies. Like, I remember on a Mansfield trip once, the flies were so bad, we had to stay inside. Like, they were so annoying. Will I do a Bali vlog again? I don't know. I'm considering it. I feel like it'd be better off if I just enjoyed the trip. As opposed to just vlogging every day. Or if I do vlog, I only vlog certain bits and make it into a video. If I make into a video, it's whether or not I worry about making into a main channel video, or I do like a little members video, or just don't vlog at all. But it'd be cool to, like, there would be bits and pieces I kind of wouldn't mind showing you guys. And then the chat with Cardy can probably just be talking about my Bali trip, about all the shit that I've done for 11 days, because I reckon I'd have enough stories for that. That'd be quite entertaining. I was thinking, because the Indigenous All-Stars v Fremantle game is going to be on when I'm there. That's like the only footy game, I think. Maybe a bit of match simulation. Do I stream it, or do I not stream it? Because I wouldn't know the time differences, but if like nothing that night is happening scheduled, like if my mates are like just decided to stay in the resort, whatever, I think it's a resort, I don't know what it is, but if we decide to stay for the night, then ultimately I could just stream it with a few of them. Watch the game, have a few cheap beers, because I reckon it'd be a pretty decent stream on the channel, like as a Kickstarter for footy content. I know it's like you're on a holiday, you want to enjoy yourself, but like that wouldn't be a stream that I'd just be doing for the sake of it. It would help quite a bit, and I'd want to watch the game. So if I want to watch the game, I could stream it. I don't know if I will. I want to have a few videos prepared for Bali as well, so whether or not I have them fully edited before I leave, or edit them on the way there, like on the plane, or I will bring my laptop definitely. But I don't want to treat it like Mexico, where I'm focusing too much on the content like I did in Mexico, and didn't really worry as much about, like, I said no to a couple of things because I wanted to edit my cricket behind the scenes vlog, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have just enjoyed my time there, because I'm not going to be, I don't know when the next time I'll be in Mexico. It could be, I might never go again. I would definitely most likely go there again, but you never know. So it was not worth it. But I think that's what I'll do. I think that'll be good fun. And I don't know, yeah, maybe I'll vlog it. I don't know. But if I don't, I'll have a few videos prepared. I'll tell you what videos I do want to maybe have from this point onwards till the end of that Bali trip. So that video I filmed that I talked about on Monday, I want to get that out next week. I want to get that finals video out as well. That's the video I've been delaying a lot. the Derby video, all of that before the end of the month. And if I can get another video out before the end of the month, maybe like a smaller video, like I was thinking of an AFL 23 challenge. So my sister, get her in. I play AFL 23, and the title can be, can my sister win against me in AFL 23? Something along the lines of that. And I play a game, and then every game afterwards, like I take something away, like an ability. Like I have a really low rated team. I can't mark the ball. I can't kick the ball. I have to play with one hand, whatever it is. And then we'll see how many attempts it takes before she beats me, and I can edit it in a fun style. What else would I have planned? Like IRL ladder predictions. Like I'm going to get him involved in that before I head out, and then maybe get that out February. AFL creators predict the ladder as well, like I did last year. I could do a similar video to the chips video, but it's burgers. Best Aussie burgers, do a similar video. I want to do a video where I go to 100 different, or 50, like in a day basically, 50 AFL stadiums, 50 footy grounds and kick 50 goals. Kicking 50 goals at 50 different footy grounds. That's a really cool title. And I think that could be filmed before the footy season starts. But I need to get, obviously, someone to convince to, basically be with me the whole day. Because I need someone to film, and I might need a second person to film and be in the video. But I've got all this stuff. Like, honestly, it's probably not going to all get done before the end of before the start of the footy season. But it's just content that I can have planned. I'm going to film a video with Andy Munro soon. IRL, probably. I won't say what that video is, but it'll be fun. And then maybe I do a couple of videos like I did early Feb last year, like best comebacks. Maybe I can think of something else, like a list video, going through all the new Guernseys for 2025 as well. That's a good concept. Maybe a history video. Yeah, before I know it, honestly, it's going to get to preseason. So my ladder predictions, predicting every game of the season, preseason vlogs. So by the time all that rolls around, I think I'm going to have so much really that I'm going to have to get on top, and I can't afford to delay it. Because it's like, I theoretically can afford to delay a video where it doesn't matter what time I upload it. But if I had like tips, for example, every week, I'm quite consistent with that because I know I can't delay the tips video. I need to get it out pretty much Tuesday every week, kind of like early in the week ahead of the footy season. Because the longer I wait, the worse off it's going to perform significantly. So there's just no point. So yeah, with the tips and all that, like I'm going to continue the tips. I know not everyone likes tips videos, but I feel like my tips videos are made in a way that people are enjoyable, that find those videos enjoyable, with the punishments, the big calls, all of that. It's kind of like something I've just sort of claimed for my own, and I'm going to continue it because people enjoy the series. And I like to see what I have to say. I feel like I know a bit about footy. I don't know, like, I'm no expert, but I feel like I know enough for people to actually listen to my opinion and actually maybe use it for their tips. And I enjoy the tipping comp and all that. So I'll be doing tips as well, but obviously that's still going to be March. And I'd like to revamp my entire graphics for the tips so it's completely different. So graphic designers, hit me up if you want. I got a couple that I'm talking to at the moment. I might end it there, actually. I don't know what length of time this has been, but I think I might end it there. I reckon I'll title it something to do with like how I made how I found $25 at Woolies or something like that. Something silly. Maybe the sports I played as a kid. Let me know next week what you want me to talk about. I'll probably get some more Q&As going on my Instagram for Chat with Cardy, some more topics. And then maybe get a guest on next week, but I'll probably get a guest on definitely within the next 2 weeks. So expect a guest before the 10th of Feb at the very latest. But yeah, no, I'll maybe see you guys later if you guys are watching this on the premiere. I might be streaming tonight. I want to stream something. Don't know what yet. But yeah, no, thank you all for listening and watching. And we'll see you very soon in my next bit of content in probably the main channel at some stage.